popular loner. So people were trying to hang out with you, but you just weren't really vibing with it, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I mostly like once I was like not a nerdy loser anymore, I made friends at like other schools. So I would be hanging out with like the college kids, or like people from other schools and stuff like that.
Okay. And you graduate high school?
Yeah.
She went to
And
college.
okay. And then what happens from there in your life? You go off to college?
Yeah.
What were you studying there?
Nuclear physics and radiation.
Wow, I was not expecting you to say that. That's a lot.
Nuclear physics. So for all of us idiots out there, what is that?
Oppenheimer.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I heard it's about
It's like
blowing up
making bombs
Japanese
and
people,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I don't want to blow up the
no,
Japanese
okay.
people, but yeah, I wanted to like engineer basically like bombs and because like science was just like super interesting to me. And then I realized that I would be like helping like war and genocide, and so I didn't want to do that anymore.
Really?
And you
So,
left college and not instead of changing your major, or
well, I became a stripper,
okay.
and so I was like making a lot of money, and I was like, all this.
So you just at a certain moment were like, you know what? Everything that I'm learning is basically going to be used to kill people, even though we haven't really had a lot of nuclear attacks over the last few decades, right?
Yeah.
But what about the bad guys? We got to blow them up too, right?
Well, I think we should blow the bad guys up, but
It's kind of hard to figure out who's the bad guy, right?
yeah, exactly. And I was just having fun being a stripper. I was over all of it.
Okay.
When you said stripper, I'm like, okay, this girl fits into that category. And then you say, I wanted to build bombs. I'm like, trying to imagine you in a lab coat, and you'd look really cute in a lab coat.
Not to
But
take anything away from the strippers, like I believe
yeah,
that they are mentally capable of designing bombs. I just don't really imagine the average stripper having time for that or wanting to spend
yeah.
her time doing that.
How did you get into stripping?
Um, I literally just fell into it like a week after like my 18th birthday. One of my friends started stripping, and she was like, "Oh, hey, like you should come like dance with me. You can like make like extra money and like all this and that."
Okay, so you did it while you were in college.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the guys loved it. When I was like, "Oh, like I'm in nuclear physics and radiation, like you're paying my tuition." Like, oh my gosh, the
Oh yeah,
money
they're
was
like, I'm gonna save
flowing.
her. Yeah.
Yeah. Captain Save-A-Ho.
Yeah.
I could see that. If a girl told me she was trying to do something real meaningful with the money I was giving her, I'd be more
Probably
motivated.
give you extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a scholarship, so I didn't need it, but they didn't know that.
Well, so what did you like about the stripping experience?
Um, I mean, I grew up in like dance and gymnastics, so I've always loved just performing. And then I broke both my arms when I was like 16, so all of that kind of like stopped. And then when I was stripping, I was like performing again. So I
How'd
think
you
I
break
liked
your
that.
arm?
In gymnastics,
Doing what?
I was on the bars and I did a dismount and I like did an extra little flippy flip and I like landed on both of my arms and then I didn't feel it because the adrenaline and I tried to get up and it didn't work and I looked to my left and my right and they were both just like all the way
Woo.
back
You
there.
broke both of them at the same time,
The exact same break, yeah.
and that
How
was
did you
just
eat?
the
Did
end.
you use your
My
hands?
friends had to feed me and like wipe my ass and shit.
Oh
Wipe
my
your
God.
ass.
Yeah.
How many months did you have this injury?
It was like 4 months, 5 months, something like that.
Did you go through a little depression?
No, I was on oxycodone. I was having the
That's
time
probably
of my
awesome,
Oh my
right?
God. Oh my God. If I couldn't like do stuff for myself, I just feel I would have a heart
I know,
attack.
because now I'm thinking, okay, if I break both my arms, what the hell am I gonna do?
I'm gonna hate my life because I'm gonna
No,
fucking do everything
because
for
you're now the
you.
breadwinner. You got to go to work. You got to do your thing, and then I got to find somebody to wipe my ass. And there is absolutely nobody that I know on the face of the earth who I'm down to have wipe my ass. So I got to get like a caretaker. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot.
It's honestly nice. I was like getting really used to like getting waited on like hand and foot. And then after I was like better, I'd be like, "Hey, can you like feed me my Chipotle?" And they're like, "No, like your arms work. You're fucking
Oh my
fine."
God.
Wow.
Princess treatment.
I guess I could just pay somebody to wipe my ass. Anyway, yeah, having two arms broke at the same time. But like, how long were you completely not able to use your arms?
Uh, had like double slings for probably like 3 months or so. And then even after I got out of the slings, I was so used to it. And like my mom would like bully me because I would walk around like this, like a little
Yeah, the
T-Rex.
Tyrannosaurus look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I was thinking about that today because you know that basketball player who has the super long arms that is in the NBA now? Do you know who I'm talking about, Filmer? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? His arms
I
are
think you
so
showed
long
me a photo
that
of
it
him.
looks like at any given moment these things could snap in half, and I'm just like picturing it whenever I watch him play. Anyway, but I know. So, did you ever have to have sex while the arms were broken?
No.
No, this was before that
This
period
was
in your
before
life.
I got horny, yeah.
Okay. But okay, so you're doing the stripping thing. Are you meeting guys in this environment? Like what's your social life like at this point?
I met sugar daddies. I met my college professor like a week before I started taking his class. And then we had
At the
started
strip
like,
club?
yeah.
He was a
Like
client.
he was a
Oh
customer.
my god.
And we started like fucking, and he started like spending a lot of money on me, and he was like kind of my first real sugar daddy. And then I showed up to like my next semester classes, and he was the professor, and I was like, oh my god, easiest A ever.
Right.
He never disclosed to you that he was a professor?
No, he did, but
Oh.
I never thought that like
You would-
because OSU was pretty big, so I
Yeah.
didn't think that I would be like taking his class.
And so it really worked that way? Like you didn't have to do anything and you got a straight A's?
Mhm.
Wow.
Because I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I'm struggling. I don't understand this homework. Come over and help me. And then he would just fuck. And then he'd be like, don't worry, like you're good.
That's amazing. What a humanitarian.
Yeah.
Was he good looking?
Yeah, he's a silver fox.
Ooh.
Wow. And was he like married and stuff and he just had this going on the side?
No, he had kids, but he wasn't married anymore.
Okay.
I don't think I had a single hot professor in college, so
I don't.
good for you.
Yeah. Never a hot professor. Or is there a female version of professor? Professorette?
Professora. I don't know.
Oh, no. Okay, so how long did you do the stripping thing for?
From 18 to 19, so like a year and a half.
And then what?
And then I just started on like Twitter and OnlyFans and shit.